Yeah. So another one off my 2020 watch list, and my second batch of David Boreanaz for this year. Now, when I finished watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer last year, it seemed inevitable that at some point I would have to get round to the spin-off show Angel. Now, I have heard from some people. Some people said that they like Angel as much as, or sometimes even more than Buffy. So I felt, it's probably about time I started it. So you've got the character of Angel, played once again by David Boreanaz, who had been Buffy's love interest for the first three seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And in this particular show, he kind of moves from Sunnydale to Los Angeles, mainly just to be on his own, but eventually starts up something of a detective agency with a couple of friends, and ultimately ends up saving the world on several occasions. Now, this one was actually pretty good. Now, along the way, he picks up a few more cast members, including familiar faces like Cordelia Chase, played once again by Charisma Carpenter, who has moved to LA mainly to try and make it big, trying to become famous, but she agrees to become a receptionist, sort of, for Angel's detective agency, mainly just to tide her over until she comes across something better. He also meets up with a man named Alan Francis Doyle, who effectively turns him onto this, played by Glenn Quinn, and they also end up encountering Buffy and Faith's former watcher, Wesley Wyndham Price, played once again by Alexis Denisof, who is no longer a watcher or a member of the Watchers Council, but is now effectively acting as a rogue demon hunter. And along their kind of journey with the detective agency and such, they also end up encountering a few characters from their previous times from Buffy, including Oz, played once again by Seth Green, Spike, played by James Masters, Faith Lahan, played once again by Eliza Dushku, and Buffy herself, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, whilst also encountering a few new characters along the way, such as Kate Lockley, a detective, played by Elizabeth Rome, and a man living on the streets named Charles Gunn, played by J. August Richards. Now, Angel, the show itself, ended up running for 5 seasons from 1999 to 2003. And before I start off, it is mentioned on quite a lot of lists as a list of shows that were cancelled for idiotic reasons. It's actually a pretty interesting story if you want to find out why it was cancelled. You should definitely look it up. Now, the first season of Angel ran from 1999 to 2000 and was running in tandem with Buffy's fourth season. Now, I have heard people say with Angel that Angel is best enjoyed when watched in tandem with Buffy. You watch Buffy and then you watch the episodes with Angel, or the episodes of Angel, and you can even find lists on the internet of the specific order in which to watch them. And it does come. They do also come with a series of link-up episodes, episodes that do link up with each other. The third episode of Buffy's fourth season, The Harsh Light of Day, directly links up with Angel's third episode, In the Dark. The third episode of Buffy, Harsh Light of Day, shows them retrieving a stone that supposedly can make its wearer eternal, invincible, and Buffy ends up giving it to Oz in order to give it to Angel. As Oz is heading over to Los Angeles for a gig, which directly leads into the Angel episode In the Dark, in which Oz ends up visiting Angel, but also Spike ends up chasing them down trying to get the jewel for himself. That links up. The eighth episode of Buffy, Pangs, which is the Thanksgiving episode, shows Angel coming into town around Halloween. Sorry, not Halloween. Thanksgiving. Around Thanksgiving, and then that directly leads into Angel's eighth episode, I Will Remember You, where Buffy comes to Los Angeles mainly to visit her father, but also to confront Angel about coming to Sunnydale and then not telling her. And the two Angel episodes, the 18th and 19th episodes, 5 by 5 and Sanctuary, episodes 18 and 19, also can link up with the Buffy episode, Buffy's 20th episode, The Yoko Factor. 5 by 5 sees the return to the series overarching narrative of Faith, played once again by Eliza Dushku, and her at first trying to hunt down Angel, but then the second episode, Sanctuary, shows that she wants to repent, but then Buffy turns up to essentially turn her over to the police or kill her, saying she's dangerous. To which at the end of the episode we see a kind of confrontation between Buffy and Angel in the police station, with Buffy going, "Look, I met someone new, and the difference between you and him is I trust him." And Angel saying, "Well, good for you. You were able to move on. I'm not allowed to, remember?" Which directly leads into the Yoko factor, with Angel showing up in that episode, mainly to confront Buffy and Riley. To which I didn't actually go back and rewatch the Yoko Factor, but I did go back and look at one specific key scene from towards the end of the episode where Buffy and Angel are in kind of her college dorm corridors, and them just talking to each other about the situation, and then him just admitting to her, "Look, about Riley, I don't like him. Thank you." Which seemed to be enough. Now, with that being said, I do wish that they could have done more with Doyle. Glenn Quinn's character, Alan Francis Doyle, he's presented at the start of the show as he's a seer, I think. He has the ability to see various things when things are happening, give people who are in trouble, and thus give the information to Angel so that they can track it down and find out what the problem is. Now, Doyle was only actually in this series for 9 episodes, with him eventually being killed off while trying to save a bunch of innocent people from being killed by demons. Now, supposedly the reason Glenn Quinn left the show was due to extenuating circumstances and rather tragic circumstances that would ultimately lead to Glenn Quinn's death in 2002. So, as I said, he was only around for 9 episodes. I personally wish we could have seen Doyle a bit more, but given what Glenn Quinn was apparently going through at the time, I can understand why he left. But I am sad that Doyle left, but it does mean we did get to see Wesley again, which I am grateful for, as while I was a little bit hesitant about Wesley at the start of this, and I wasn't entirely sure about his role in Buffy in season 3, I felt he was a good fit here for Angel. Alexis Denisov, David Boreanaz, and Charisma Carpenter, they work so well as a team together. With David Boreanaz, Angel being kind of like the brooding loner, Wesley Wyndham-Pryce being the kind of person who wants to do everything by the book, the kind of geek, and Cordelia Chase just being the kind of self-centered person who's mainly doing this just for money or to keep things going, which she does once again have her sarcastic moments, which do fit in very well for her. And it is a story that does link up with Buffy's story quite well. So what I think of Angel's first season? Well, I think I'm going to continue watching Angel. It is another show that I was hesitant about starting, but now I've started it, I actually really like it. I've watched all of Buffy, all 7 seasons, and I'd love to see the other points when Angel can link up with Buffy. So, yeah. Angel Season 1, I advise you, if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. I also think that this works particularly well as a spin-off. When you compare it to other spin-offs, let's take the Doctor Who universe, for example. Angel is much more like the Sarah Jane Adventures than it is Class. If Angel did what Class did, they would have had launched Angel's spin-off, and then in the first episode, Buffy shows up to defend him, and then said, "You're going to have to do things on your own for a while." That wouldn't have worked particularly well, because then it would have made Angel seem weak by comparison. But no, while they knew Buffy would have to show up at some point or another in Angel, they saved it. They showed he was perfectly capable on his own, just like the Sarah Jane Adventures did, and they showed that it could be something really great. So, Angel Season 1, that's over and done with. Can't wait to get to Season 2 at some point. But I definitely suggest checking it out. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. Anyway, until next time, see ya.